Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Paper Crafting Thursday. I'm Leslie Watkins. So I have a cute little project today. We're going to be making a note card. I've been working on my little book featuring the Storybook Friends and Garden collection, which is a great big collection of things. I'll show you that in just a minute. But one of the things I want to do is also create a box, a gift box to put the book inside of, and a little gift card. So today I thought I'd start with the gift card, so I'm going to show you that. So let me put you down. I have just a few basic pieces cut out here. I've already painted this little fellow with inks. So this was an ink painting I did, stamped and then cut out with the die. I went ahead and I cut out this little frame, which is so cute, and I cut this out of the Fluid 100 paper so that it was extra stiff, and this is a scrap piece that I'm going to put behind there. I think I'm going to paint a little background, and then our friend is going to slip in something like that. I've got one of the pockets. I thought that would be fun to use today. And then it would all come together like so. Something like that. And then of course there would be plenty of room on the inside for the sentiment. So there's a couple of things I need to do. I need to gild the frame. So I want to put some embossing powder on there, gold, to make it gilded. I want to do a little bit of sponging, so I'm going to get out my dauber. And for this, I think I'll use the, what do I have here? Pecan pie, that should work. I've been working really hard on the little book because I wanted to get it done in time for the free watercolor class tomorrow night. And by the way, there's still time to register if you're interested in coming to a free watercolor Zoom. Please go to Dandelion Cottage Design, sign up for notes. I'm going to be sending out the registration link and the Zoom link so that you can join us. But one of the things I wanted to do during the Zoom was I wanted to do an unboxing of the little book. So an unboxing and a flip through, and it's getting very chunky. I can show you that real quick. I'm not going to show you the inside, but I'll show you the outside. So here it is. You can see there's a lot going on in there now. Got some charms. Today I'm going to finish putting the watercolor image on the cover, and I think I've got that tucked in there. It's tucked on the inside, but I've decided I'm going to take that watercolor and I'm going to protect it. In fact, maybe we'll do that later in today's session. I'll show you that. But I'm going to adhere the cover painting and then put the book in the box, and have this card that I'm making today for a beautiful presentation. So kind of a longish project, but it's been a lot of fun and I've really enjoyed it. And I'm thinking that there may be some people out there that have a lot of materials in their stash and are looking for a nice juicy project like this to follow along with. So I'm thinking about offering a bookmaking workshop followed by a series of additional classes of different ways to decorate it, but we'll see. It's just a thought at the moment. But stay tuned. If that's something that you're interested in, then you'll want to hear more about it. So there's our buddy. And now my frame. So this is the gold heat embossing powder, and I've been trying to use up this little bit that's left in the container so I could replenish it with fresh powder, but it lasts forever. So I've been working on using it up for a while. I'm going to give that a little dusting with this. You know, I've been calling this pumice, but I don't think it is pumice. I think it's a kind of a talc powder. I should really do a little research on that and find out what is inside of this pillow. I think it's talc. If anybody out there knows what's inside of the Embossing Buddy pillow, put it in the comments below. And that reminds me, let me check and make sure you can see me. And yes, that looks good. Well, I think it comments below. All right. Okay, next I have my Versamark ink. And I'm just going to give that a good inking up. I'm going to make sure that there's plenty of ink on here, because this is what's going to cause the heat embossing powder to stick. And in addition to that, I also want to go around the edges because they will show, and I want that to be gold as well. And also on the inside, so I can just get the corner of the ink pad in there. It may not be perfect, but it'll be a little something, and that's good. Something's better than nothing. There are embossing pens available. I haven't used it, but that might be a good tool to get inside of tight places like that. All right, let's see how we do with the powder. To give that another sprinkle. I may have to do this a couple of times just to ensure that every little piece is covered. Now, if there are any spots that I miss, I can always go back in and do a second coat. And I may have to do that. Let's just see how this comes out. Getting the edge. All right, I'm going to give this a little shake, see if there's any little spots that I may have missed. In fact, let's just go for the big shake. Okay, that looks very good. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to turn on the heat tool, and because it's noisy, I'm going to mute you for the moment while I do a little bit of the heat embossing. I'm going to go ahead and use this ceramic tweezer to hold my die cut while I heat it up. Okay, so that came out really well. I'm very happy with that. I had to go back and add a little pinch of the powder where the tweezer was holding the frame, but now it's all nicely covered. And it's got this beautiful shine. It actually looks like an antique gold frame. Very pretty. So let's see how that looks. I have him coming out of the frame at the top, and that's super cute. Alright, so now let's do a little scene in the background. I'm just going to do a vague kind of a landscape. So for that, I'm going to grab my water painter, let's see what we have here. I've got some old olive for the grass, and what color is this? Pool party, that could be a good sky. What else do I have? Coastal Cabana. I think I'll just go with pool party. This is just going to be a sort of a vague background image. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze out a drop of water from my water painter and just moisten the surface. A piece of dust on there, get that dust off. Take a very dilute solution of the pool party and just sort of let that come down like so. You're not going to see very much of this, just a tiny bit will show. I'm going to clean my brush. Get some green. And let that look a little darker in the foreground. Okay, and I'm going to give that a quick dry with the heat tool as well. So I'm going to mute the sound once again. That where I want it. All right, so hang on while I mute again. Okay, I'm back. Give this a little squeeze. Put that away. Hi Sandra, hi Ginger. Yes, 7 o'clock, Ginger, today or tomorrow is the watercolor Zoom. It's tomorrow night, Friday, February 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Sandra says, good morning from California. What's it like where you're at in California today, Sandra? We've still got loads of snow all over, and the ice is slowly melting, but it had been cold for so long that the ice got really thick, so it's taking a long time for it to melt off, even though we have some warmer days here at the moment. Okay, so that's going to look like this. It's very cute. he's going to pop in there just like that. Alright, and that's going to go on this pocket. Let me see, maybe I want to put a mat behind there. Maybe. Oh, that's kind of nice. That might work. Well, I think I kind of like that. So let's see. That is the pecan pie. Oh, here's one. Here's a scrap that's already folded. That's very cute. Designing on the fly. It's just one thing gives you an idea after another. So let's see, 3.5. That would be 3.25, 3.5. Maybe, let's try this. Sunny and 70 degrees. Whereabouts in California are you, Sandra? Were you affected at all by those fires? Alright, so what I'm going to do is, because I want to make this so I can tuck him in, but I want to get the background in first, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue across the top just to hold that in place. And I'm going to spread that out a little bit. Just using a little scrap of cardstock to flatten that down. I want to be careful I don't cover up any of the beautiful filigree cutouts, so get that exactly where I need it to be. Looks good. Okay, so Sandra, she was 100 miles away from the fires. Thank goodness. That was so scary. It seems like it's never ending. Alright, so that's how I like this quite a lot. So I like the smaller card. Remember, this is going to be a little gift card, so it's just going to be attached to the box. And our friend's going to pop in there. I want to get a little more sponging on his head. That's better. And I'm going to bump him up on dimensionals. So I think I can use, let's see, do I have big ones here? Okay, so I'm going to put a big one behind his head. I'm going to use a couple of these little ones for his ears. I'm very excited about the Zoom class tomorrow. It looks like there's a lot of people that are interested in coming, which is really exciting. And I've got a lot to share with you. So we're going to be looking at how to use watercolor with your stamping. So for instance, he's a good example of a stamped image that was then painted with inks. So that's painted with ink, so anybody could do it. So I'm going to show you how I like to do it. And then we're going to be doing that unboxing of the little book, which I'm really excited about. It's really getting, it really got a lot more, a lot bigger of a project than I expected it to. But I'm really pleased with the results. So there will be a sneak preview of that. So I hope everybody likes it. Now I'm wondering if I want to pop up the frame too. Kind of do. Maybe I will. I'm just going to use these tiny dimensionals, 2 on each side, just to give a little bit of a distance between the frame and the surface of the card so that we get a nice shadow effect, because it has all these beautiful cutouts, and I think that'll look really pretty. Here we go. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the sides, just a tiny bit. Hold that for a minute to let the glue set. Zoom you in a little bit so you can see better. There we go. And give that a quick burnish. A little bit of glue coming out the side there. Okay, that looks good. Now there's still room for him to tuck his feet down in there. And now I just have to decide if I want to bump him up on a second dimensional, and I might do that. I may just do that. So let me what I'm doing here, I'll put this so you can see, is I'm peeling off the back of the first dimensional. I'm just going to double that up So now that's a double thickness. And then down here, as he gets lower, I'm just going to put a single. And so I guess the ears can be just the same. Double up that dimensional, like so. There we go. All right, so what we have here is a nothing on the bottom because that's going to tuck underneath the frame, a single, a double, double, and double. All right, so let's go back to our frame, make sure that's sticking down well. Peel off my backings. Get him in there. I want to make sure his little fluffy tail shows. I'm going to have him kind of coming across the edge a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we've got this sort of a 3D effect. So he really looks like he's popping out of the frame. Okay, super cute. And I think, I'm wondering if I want to put a little bit of gold around the edges of the card, and I think I do. So let me grab my gold ink. Do a little tidying up here. Okay, so I have my bin here filled with all my gold embellishments. So here's my Delicata ink. Oh, you know, I also have this. That might work even better. Let's see how this looks. The way I do this Delicata gold ink seems to dry more than the water-based inks. So whenever I want to use it, I always make sure I put a little bit of extra ink on the ink pad. And then kind of spread that around. And just go around the edge. Okay, and that just gives a beautiful little shimmer, so it looks a little more finished. Okay, I think you can see that. I'm going to go all the way around. This is pecan pie cardstock. This is the coordinating color that I'm using for the little book. And I also want to get the spine of the card here. go. Hey Emma, good morning. Yay. Well, I came on a little bit later today because I've just been so busy prepping for tomorrow's free Zoom class. So I've got a lot to do, and rather than rush on at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, I thought I'd give myself a little bit of a grace period so I could catch up on some of the other things. But I still have plenty to do, but it's coming along. I hope you can make it. I hope you're registered. To register, you sign up for notes from Dandelion Cottage, and I'll be sending out all the links, the materials list, supplies, and some other information that that may be of interest. And it looks like we've got quite a few people joining up that are registered, so I'm pretty excited about that. All right, that's looking super cute. Really very cute. I like that very much. And what I particularly like is the pecan pie adds a really nice shadow behind that filigree cutout that you see. And I like how he's popping right out of the frame. So I'm going to decide whether to put add an envelope or not. Anyway, that's going to be a future decision. For now, I really like it just the way it is. Could turn it into a larger card and just turn this into a mat. So decisions. The other thing, we also have this nice ribbon. Let me get some of that out. I know I have a roll already open somewhere, but I don't know where I put it. It'll turn up now that I've opened a second one. So let's just see what a little bit of ribbon would look like on here. I'm just going to make a simple bow. I love this ribbon. It has, it's a very vanilla and gold, and so it goes with everything. I'll make this kind of tiny. All right, give that a snip. That could be cute. I'm not sure. What does everybody think? Is that too much to add the bow? Tell me in the comments if you think the ribbon is overdoing it. Let me just get this straightened out. Oops. I'm not the best bow tyer. You would think I would be. Years ago when I was living in New York and I was a designer, I worked at the Tiffany Design Studios, and I know that the people that were the salespeople on the floor had to be able to wrap things up beautifully, and I think they had bow tying lessons. There was a special Tiffany bow tie. I should have learned how to do that while I was there. Okay, let's see. Ribbon is cute. Box is... Okay, Ginger says she loves the ribbon. Sandra says too much. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to I'm going to take a glue dot, but I'm going to make it only slightly tacky so I can just put it on there and see how it looks. Which is the front and which is the back? My bows are awful. Let me try that again. I don't like that bow. That's better. I think I got my first one twisted a little bit. This is looking more like a real bow. Where's my friend Lisa McGrew when I need her? She's a good bow tire. Also Candy. Candy ties a mean bow. Alright, that's looking better. Make this tail a little bit longer. Okay, this is like the world's longest bow tying. Alright, so I'm just going to gunk that up so it doesn't stick too tight, and we'll take a look and see what we think. I don't know. It could be that my bow is just awful looking, or it could be that it's just too much. So sorry, Ginger, I think we're gonna go without the bow. I think enough is enough. So that's our card for today. Give you a quick zoom in so you can see it better. Super cute. Alright, so he's going to look just like that. And I love that. I love that frame die. That's going to be one that I keep for future projects for sure. So that's my little project for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're working along with me with this set. Let me know, and if you've been working at designing all the different things with the Storybook Friends and Garden collection, please post them in the watercolor and Stampin' Up! Paper crafting projects group, because we'd love to see them, and we all inspire one another. So remember, if you haven't signed up for notes, one more day. This is your last chance, so don't miss it. This is a free watercolor Zoom. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can bring your favorite beverage of choice and be prepared to have fun with a lot of wonderful people. So I'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, stay well, stay happy, stay creative, and I'll see you next time.